Welcome to the channel. Today we are on the live stream.
Welcome back to this week's YouTube Live. My name's RD. I got my son in the studio, but we got a guest on today. So welcome, David, to the podcast and the YouTube and the waterfowl den.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
All right. See you, little man. So welcome, everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a good Wednesday. The cold weather is coming upon us. It's starting to feel like fall and hunting and all kind of seasons out there. So tonight we got David on with Raging Boar Outdoors. There's all kinds of stuff that we're going to talk about tonight, all kind of products. I met David two weeks ago at a show, and then a week later I saw him at another show, and he gave me a sample product. We're going to talk about it tonight, and all kind of other stuff that they got going on. But welcome to the first time on the RD Waterfowl YouTube channel.
This is awesome. Glad to be here.
So introduce yourself. So who are y'all? Who are you? Where are you out of? And what's the product?
Okay. My name's Dave Lindler. I own and operate Raging Boars Outdoor Innovations. We're out of Greenwood, South Carolina, and we manufacture premium wild hog and deer attractants. We're a family-based company, and we're 5 years old now. Basically, I started the company because I got tired of buying products and pouring it on the ground from other companies that didn't work. I just got tired of wasting money. So I decided I was going to experiment a little bit, and I went to Walmart, went to the cooking aisle, and bought some stuff and made a concoction of some stuff, and I beat four of some of the leading companies out there's products with something out of the Walmart cooking aisle. So I said, if I can do that with just ordinary stuff, what can I do with premium ingredients, especially special formulated scents and flavors just for special formulated grain mixtures? What can I do if I use quality products? And so we started that, and we started our hog line first, and it was a really big hit. And a year later, we introduced our complete deer line because people were wanting deer attractants as well, and we've just gone from there. We're going to talk about some various products here tonight. We introduced 3 brand new products in the last 90 days. We got a bunch of things in the works before the end of the year, and we can talk about all those as we get into introducing the individual products.
Sounds good. How many? I know this is a shot in the dark, but how many products do you think you have total?
Okay, in the deer line, we'll start with the deer line first. We have what's called Rutten juice. Mm-hmm. And it's a thick, pourable grain infused mixture. It comes in 6 flavors. Wow. And then we have Rutten dust, which is a 13.5% protein, powdered protein flavored mix. It comes in 5 flavors. We have Power Max Gold, which is a 26% high concentrated protein mix. This also comes in 5 flavors for deer. We have Power Max XLR, which is basically it's a spray. It's a 32-ounce bottle. It comes in 5 different flavors. It's oil based. It's very strong and concentrated. We have what's called Rutten butter, which is a thick spreadable version similar to the Rutten juice. It's spreadable. It's compact. Comes in a 55-ounce jar. And then this year we introduced 3 new products. And one of the products we introduced was called Rutten Rock. And Rutten Rock comes in 5 different flavors, and it's flavored minerals. And it's done very, very well. You can pour it out on your corn. You can make a separate mineral site. We've got guys doing all kinds of different things and seeing deer they've never saw before at their bait site. It's very aromatic. The smell from it carries for hundreds of yards. And we have another product called Rack Dust, which is just a super concentrated attractant cover scent. And basically, it's a really fine powder If you've ever used something like Khmer deer or something like that, it's very similar to that. I just think ours is better. It's very similar to the structure of that, though. Very fine powder. It's very aromatic. It can be dusted out. It also comes with a little sachet bag that you can make a scent wick out of it and hang it up in your tree. Then we also came out with Vapor Trail XLR, which is a flavored scent checker. We also have a jumbo scent wick called Scent Pod XLR. And basically, there's 3 jumbo scent wicks in there. They're about 3 inches in diameter, about 10 inches long, and it's in multiple flavors, and it's reusable and you can hang it up. It's about 3 weeks worth of attractant. It does not absorb water, so you can hang it up and reuse it. And excuse me, the Rutten juice, the thick pourable mixture, is probably part of our signature line. But now that we introduced the Rutten Rock and the rack dust, it's really taken off. We also have another product you'll see on the website. It's called Rutten Biscuits, and it's basically a thick, chunky trail mix. The best way to describe it for deer, it comes in 5 flavors, and it's in a bucket. And basically, you just throw some of this out with your corn. It's also very high protein. That is our deer line. What's coming up, we also just introduced synthetic scrape scent for dominant buck and a synthetic doe and estrus. This brand new to the market also. So that's what we've done so far. We've got a liquid attractant, a liquid mineral attractant coming out. Also, we're working on producing the protein blocks that you buy. What's going to make ours different is ours has a pocket in it. And it's going to come with if you get a berry block, it's going to come with a packet of berry juice that you fill that pocket up with. So you basically set it and forget it. You got a sticky flavored liquid also and a flavored block all ready to go at one time. It's going to be full of grain and protein. So that's coming out hopefully within the next 60 days. We just got to die to start making this. So that's what's coming this year.
That's pretty cool.
That's just the deer line.
So deer season is depending on which zone you in. Zone 2 that I'm in the upper state is just kicking off gun wise. Bow and stuff has been going on for a little bit, but gun season just started October the 11th, and you gave me a bag of this Rutten rock right here, this persimmons, and I tell you, when I tell y'all, I got this upstairs at the moment, and this is about a half a bag. When I went downstairs earlier and came back upstairs, the whole upstairs, you could smell it. It smells amazing. But this is what
let me tell you a little bit about that right quick. What makes ours different than the other, there's multiple companies out there have flavor minerals. Our flavor minerals has special additives in it to block the bitter taste of the minerals. And when you smell our minerals, it does not smell like a mineral block. You normally put your nose in a bag of minerals. It smells like minerals. It's harsh and all. No smell with that. Also, ours is sweeter and has a sweet taste to it as well as the aroma that he was talking about. So the deer really like it.
So I want to show this on the screen here. So here is, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it from your phone, but later on you can go back, and I know people online can see it. Right up here at the top, it says October the 13th at 11:22. This was in the middle of the day. You see on the ground here a brand new bag of corn. I've never had corn here. This is not my live stream. I need to throw you on there. There we go. This is not the 24-hour live stream area. This is a brand new bag on the ground, and this bag right there. So at 11:22, you see me putting it out, brand new bag. I'm pouring it out on the ground. There's the corn. I take the bag and I'm pouring it out. So I didn't even put out like a quarter of the bag on the 13th. So let me change views because I don't want everybody seeing my iPhone photos. They might get jealous of my good looks here. So let me change the view here. All right, so I went hunting that afternoon. All right, there we go. Now I come back because I didn't want everybody seeing all my family photos. Look at that. October the 13th, same day at 5:39. That exact same day, this doe came up to this tree right here where I was and was walking towards that corn, got all the way up to the corn, and I didn't want to shoot a doe on my first day out. I mean, it was literally first day out. I'm like, I am not taking a doe on my first day. I said, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait for a big buck to come out. And I mean, that's recorded with an iPhone. And for, I don't even know, a couple minutes, I make a couple videos. And obviously she sees me because I'm recording her trying to make a YouTube video. And at this point, I done turned it into, hey, when you're hunting with a shotgun and you get that close to a deer, it's even awesome that you don't even have to hunt. I mean, that's literally what it is. I mean, that's proof right there. She smelt that and instantly came to that corn. Now I messed it up because I'm trying to record her and she literally sees me and I'm moving around and stuff like that. But that was literally in a couple hours, like 4 hours, and she was on that. I went back 2 days later. That pile of corn that was just a pile of corn is now completely strung out everywhere. I mean, it ain't even a pile. They literally dug through the corn to get to that mineral stuff. And I'm like, now I can't get back in there to hunt because my son had a soccer game yesterday and now we're on the live. So who knows? All I know is over the weekend I hope to get a big buck. That's all I'm looking forward to.
That's awesome.
But I mean, that right there tells you fresh bag of corn, putting that stuff down. 4 hours later, there was so many opportunities that I could have took that doe that I just didn't want to. So the product really works. So like I said, I met David at a show and we're going to go over the website here and some of the stuff that he was showing, it was unreal, especially the liquid stuff. I'm not even going to say that's a liquid because it's probably more, you probably would classify it more of a paste because it is a whole lot thicker than anything else that you could see on the market. So I'm going to pull up the website.
Can I jump in just a second?
Oh yeah, jump in.
One of the new products. That's our Rutten juice. Our Rutten juice is a very thick. It's molasses based, corn infused, flavor infused. It's very thick and but it's pourable. We're coming out with what's called Rutten Rock LQ, which is going to be a liquid pourable minerals, but it's also going to be very similar to the Rutten juice. It's going to have the flavor, it's going to have the minerals, it's going to have the molasses, but it's not going to have all the grains in it. It's going to come in a half gallon instead of a gallon. It'll be easier to backpack in. It's going to be a lot easier to pour out. So we're also going to have that coming. That's the next thing in the line is the Rutten Rock LQ, which is a liquid pourable minerals. So the Rutten juice is very thick. It's designed to be that way. It's oil based, so the rain doesn't affect it. You pour it down a log. You just need to drizzle a little bit, some on your corn. It stays there and gets in the ground. It'll just come in and eat everything you poured on. Right. So that's going to be the difference between those two products coming up very soon.
So I know that you can't see it on your phone. We do have live people talking and stuff. So hey Jay, hey Jeff, welcome everybody to the chat too. But I'm going to pull up the website here and I'm going to throw it up on the screen here. So RagingBoarsOutdoor.com. So this is where you can come and find the products, but y'all also have it in stores too, right?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
And I'll cover that when we get to where you can find it in the store. But Let's get to talking about some of the stuff. Which product you want to start with?
Let's start with the Rutten Rock, and
All right.
you just showed a picture of that. That's the brand new stuff. If you scroll down, you should find it. Rutten Rock.
Yep. All right. So there's the Rutten Rock. So all these bags that I saw had some of the coolest graphics on them. I mean, it's really cool. And you know, something you don't see a lot of also, and I'm just going to point this out because this was something that I saw straight off the bat. I saw it in a couple of spots on the bag. You know, right from the bag, right there, it's got a Bible verse on it. Right here, you got the Made in the United States. And let me get zoomed up on it. Right there we go. Across, you know, it says, "In God we trust." I mean, that right there hit me as soon as I saw the back of the bag and I was reading all the ingredients and everything. So
flip the bottom of the bag up. Show the bottom of the bag. No, flip it up.
Yep. Well, I had it open, so there we go.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
There we go. That's what you use. Yeah. I didn't even see the bottom of it. So that's pretty cool. I did notice that as being a Christian, I did notice that, and I thought that was pretty cool because a lot of people don't tend to put stuff like that. But anyway, get back to this product line. I got sidetracked on the squirrel.
No problem. That's a fact, and a lot of people have asked me, you know, how did you come up with all this? How did you, all the formulas and everything? I'm not very smart. I'm a paramedic. So if it doesn't bleed and breathe, I don't have a whole lot to do with it. But God gave me all of the recipes. He gave me all the stuff. He told me use this machine, that'll work, we'll do that. And it just does. We designed everything you see there. We designed everything. We formulate everything. We fill everything. It's all family based. There is no middleman nowhere else. And everything's made in America, including that bag.
How many people? How many people total helping you business wise?
It's 3 to 4 at the most. At the most right now. Lots of times it's just 3. The picture you saw on the back of that bag, I'm not going to go into this, but that's my son, and he's deceased, and that's why he's on the back of that bag.
Okay. Well, it looked like he got a Dotson.
He does. He loved his Dotson. That's Lucy. So he's on the back of every bag, and he goes everywhere with me, and so he's on there. But this Rutten Rock, what makes it different is, like I said, it comes in 5 very strong flavors, and then in it is ingredients to block that bitter mineral smell and taste that the animals would normally taste in the minerals. There's enough in there to do 2 bait sites, and you can either put it on the ground and put some corn on it and then put some more on your corn, or you can make a separate bait site. But we introduced this at the PD Classic, and I had a guy bought that same flavor, which is the berry. All the flavors are great. And he put it out, and before he got back to his truck, he had 2 bucks standing up and fighting over it.
Really?
And he had 280 pictures in 12 hours.
Wow.
I got another guy that loves the apple. He swears by the apple. He came to the same thing. He had a ton of pictures. He came to another show I was at. By the time he came to that show, he had like 4,000 some pictures. I just saw him 2 weeks ago. He had this is in a 6-week period. He had over 9,800 pictures at the same site off of the apple flavor.
Really?
So this comes in berry, apple, persimmon, peanut butter, and strawberry.
Yeah,
so it's enough in there to do.
That's what I had right here, the flavors listed, and that's a 5-pound bag.
Yep. It'll do 2 sites itself, where it's enough in there to flavor 100 pounds of regular minerals if you chose to mix it.
I got you.
That's the Rutten Rock.
All right. Which one you want to go to next?
Rack dust.
All right. Oh, clicked the wrong button. There we go. All right, so there's Rutten dust.
No, well, we can do Rutten dust while we're there. Okay, right. So we got rack dust too, but Rutten dust is basically just a powdered protein grain mixture It's about 13.5% protein. That's root and dust. That's for the hog. So
I got you.
just get with the deer picture.
Rack
And we're going to
dust.
talk
There
about
it
the
is.
hog stuff later.
Yep.
Too. Okay, rack dust. There we go. Rack dust is just a super concentrated 1 pound aromatic flavor in a carrier. So it's very, very strong. One thing we did, we brought this out. It's been about 2 months now. All the new bags are going to have basically a little screen mesh bag in it to basically where you can fill some of that up and put it and kind of shake it out like a duster. And it's going to put a cloud out. And then you can take that bag and hang that bag up. I'd take a pin and pin it to a limb or something up at my stand, and it's going to be constantly blowing in the wind. So actually, not only is it an attractant, it's a cover scent. And when you got through, you could put that back in your bag. You also can just shake some out around your corn. I got guys that are taking and just shaking it out like a shaking bag on the way to their stand to get the deer to track them to their stand. It comes in 5 flavors. Like I said, it's very, very strong. That bag is sealed, and you can smell the flavor through the bag.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's rack dust.
Same flavors there: strawberry, peanut butter, buckberry crush, persimmons, and apple.
And we're working on a brand new chestnut flavor. I'm working on that right now. I hadn't decided how I'm going to introduce it yet, but it is absolutely crazy. I mean, the smell of it is something else. It's going to be really good when we get it out. Go to Rutten Juice.
All right. Now this is what I was talking about, real thick stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. Rutten Juice is a thick, pourable, molasses-based, grain-infused, flavor-infused, pourable mixture. There's enough in there for about 3 to 5 bait sites. It's not affected by rain. Oil floats on water, so when it rains, it just spreads it out. The deer are going to walk around and get it all over their feet. They're going to mash it down in the ground. Oil floats on water. They're going to rotor till everything up. They're going to just tear it up. So what I tell people to do, if you got a feeder or you got corn on the ground, just take some and drizzle some on your corn like syrup on a pancake. Pull you up a log or on a stump by your wherever your feeder is, and they'll just come eat whatever you poured on, and that gets it saturated in that wood. So when your corn gets gone, you still have some flavor out there. To me, the power of an attractant is what kind of attractant, what kind of attraction does it have after the product's gone? When the corn's gone, the attractant, you can't see it. The deer and the hogs can still smell it. They'll come in for days, even weeks, just back to where we poured it out one time, just to eat the dirt.
Right.
And so to me, the power of attractant is when there's nothing else left.
What flavors does that come in?
It comes in persimmon, acorn, berry, corn, apple, and peanut butter.
Well, I can promise you, I don't know how everybody else has acorns right now, but my oak trees are putting out acorns like crazy.
So yeah, everybody's got acorns everywhere.
So that means it may be cold this winter. I don't know. There's all kind of wise tales on how you look at persimmons and acorns, and I don't know. Maybe it'll be cold. Maybe we'll have a good duck season.
The persimmon seed says it's going to be cold.
Man, I hope so.
And if it gets cold, the great thing about it gets cold when all those acorns are gone. There's nothing else to eat. The deer are going to be hungry, and they're going to need something to eat. And that's another thing I'll say about it. Not only is our products a good attractant, it's actually something good for the animal. So it's cold now. They've been through the rut. They're tired. They're worn out. They're losing weight. Our Rutten juice is molasses based and 20% protein, full of grains and minerals. Those deer need that for energy, and that molasses is instant energy for them. Also helps their gut digest the other stuff that's dead by then. Once it's got cold, there's not much green unless you got a nice food plot. So they're eating stuff that's really not that good for them. Well, that molasses, any farmer, I tell you, they use liquid molasses for their cows because it's actually nutritionally good for them. So that's why we have that as a base for our product. Our products not only smell like it tastes like it too. So if it's persimmon, it's going to taste like persimmon. not just smell like it.
And that comes in 12 pounds.
It's 11 to 12 pounds in that gallon. Yep. And it's 3 to 5 applications in that jug. And so what you can do, even when it gets down about out, you can put some water in it, shake it up, pour it out, rinse it all out. It's not going to hurt a thing.
All right, that's pretty cool. What you want to go to now?
PowerMax XLR. Come on up to the top there. It's a spray. PowerMax XLR.
There it is.
Okay. This is a 32-ounce spray. So this is basically your flavored attractant in an oil base, so it's not affected by rain. So you can use this as a cover scent or just kind of dress up your bait site around there. Some people spray it on the bottom of their boots. You could put it on a mist if you wanted to. It's got a stream and a mist. You could actually pump some out in the air to put the flavor out if you chose to do it that way. So that's also something good that we have.
What flavors does that come in?
It comes in apple, acorn, persimmon, berry, corn, and peanut butter.
That's pretty cool.
Then we have, so we've talked about that, the Fine Power Max Gold. Okay, so Power Max Gold is basically a 26% high protein deer mix. So it's a grain mixture. And so you can mix this with your corn, or you can use it, you can use it alone. It's very, very aromatic too, and it also comes in the same 6 flavors. So it does really well, and it's good for your deer in the later season also. You just sprinkle it out on the ground. All of this stuff we're talking about, especially the powders, you don't need to put it in a pile. Anything with grains in it is not going to do well in a pile, but if you spread it out, it's going to do better because all grains are affected by moisture. That's the only thing about anything with grains in it. I don't care who makes it. There's no way to protect against moisture. So if you spread it out, whatever is going to come in there and eat it and tear it up. This is a very, very good product, and it's also got a very strong smell.
What is stinky cheese?
Stinky cheese is for the hogs.
Okay.
And
so what is stinky cheese?
Hey, stinky cheese is for the hogs. We have a whole complete hog line, basically, and everything we're talking about. We got the sideline and the hog. The difference between the hog, people ask, is different between the hog and the deer. In your proteins, your hog is going to be lower protein. The deer is going to be higher protein and sweeter. That's the difference between the two. And then in the hog and the deer, we have special. If you look on the bag, it says fortified by Racogenics. Racogenics is a special formulation in that Power Max Gold.
Right.
It might be on. It should be all on it. Racogenics is a special formulated flavor enhancer and appetite stimulant. So. Then the swinogenics is the hog version of that on the hog stuff.
And on the back there, it shows the minerals and percentages of each thing that's in a bag.
Yep. Yeah. In the state of South Carolina, everything has to be approved by the agricultural department. So we have to send our labels in every year. They have to look at it and approve it before we can put it out.
Really? What's that time process?
So, what now?
What is that time process, turnaround time?
Well, they're usually pretty fast. But like I said, we have to do it every year, and we have to pay for it. So it's renewed yearly. And what it does is it lets the consumer know what's in the bag. There's a product out right now. I'm not going to mention any names. It's doing really good across the United States, and they have no analysis on the bag whatsoever. And I sent it to Clemson Laboratory, and it has less than 1% of everything. And it's advertising proteins and fats and stuff. It has 0 in it. And so in South Carolina, that would not float because you got to have the guaranteed analysis on the back of the bag. And so we're interested in the deer's nutrition as well as it being smell good and taste good and be healthy for them.
Right, because just like that dough, I didn't want to take the dough. It gets in there, it gets more protein, but that's going to make better genes down the road. And the same way with bucks. I know a lot of people that don't, if it ain't so far past the ears, I ain't shooting it this year. protein is everything too when you're trying to make bigger deer on your property.
Well, the big thing is that, like I said, once it gets cold, there's nothing green to eat. The acorns are gone. So unless you've got food plots, those animals are hungry and they need something else. They're eating just dry stuff with no nutritional value pretty much. So all of our products help with that. One other product we have in there is called Rutten biscuits. So I wish I had a picture of this. Basically, in that bucket is like a thick, chunky trail mix. I tell them it's like a chunky trail mix for Sasquatch. It's got big chunks of protein, nuts, and grains and stuff as big as your finger in it. Really? It's also molasses based, high protein. Basically, what you do with that, you just take a couple handfuls, go out and throw that out across your corn, across your bait site. You don't have to pour the whole bucket out. You just throw handfuls out. And everything likes the Rutten biscuits. I mean, there's nothing not to like, but it's very high pro for it. It's got more protein than a lot of cattle feed that's being fed every day. And so it's got nuts and corn and
snacks.
They like Scooby snacks. Yep, yep. And what we found with the biscuits is that on new sites, whether it's hogs or deer, where the biscuits are put out, that's what's hit first. The problem is with that is whatever comes in first, whether it's a raccoon or whatever, they're going to wear it out. So that's why you just put out handfuls of it when you get ready to hunt. On the deer, is it showing the Vapor Trail XLR?
Yep. Now I did see this. You showed me this at the show, and I thought it was pretty cool because when I first saw it, I wasn't thinking of what you showed it to me as.
Yep. Everybody needs a wind checker. Wind's very important, especially, you get busted. You ain't got to worry about the buck busting. It's that doe that's going to blow you off and tell the whole woods you're there.
Yep.
But it's a wind checker, and also it's putting out that super concentrated smell. It comes with appleberry persimmon. So when you're puffing that, you're puffing a cloud out. Once it comes out, you're going to be able to see a white cloud come out, and it's going to carry that scent downwind. So you can use that as a wind indicator and puffing out a little bit of extra scent as you go.
Right. And that last show we was at, when you squeezed it, it was blowing, and you could see which way, especially if you didn't have a stand or you were carrying a climber, you could squeeze it, make a puff, and say, okay, well, the wind's blowing this way. I need to set up however you like it. But
yep, and you're also putting that flavor in the air, which might also help with some of your cover scent.
Right, and I thought that was really cool.
What about I got to see if it's up there. What about the Scrape Master and the Dominant Doe urine? I don't know if we even got those pictures up there yet. You see that anywhere?
No, I don't see them under the.
Okay, they're not up there yet. We just introduced those and should have pictures of that. There's a picture of it right there with that rack dust, I think, in the front. Come on down with all the pictures together. You just had it the other way.
This one?
All right. There's the Vapor Trail, but on the very bottom, is it not showing a little round bottle? I see the Vapor Trail, but it might not be in that picture. But basically, pretty much everywhere you cannot use urine-based products anymore in South Carolina. So this is a synthetic. One of them is a scrape scent for making scrapes or doctoring up scrapes that's already there, and others is a doe and estrus scent. So those are doing very well also. And what's unique about these, I don't know about y'all, but regular doe urine and buck urine is very, it can get pretty vile. This stuff is very strong, but it's not that I'm gonna gag you, throw up smell.
Absolutely. What I can't stand is when you go to a store and some little kid or something knocks one off in the shelf, and you're trying to look around at the products and you can't stand on the aisle because the smell is so. Whew.
Yeah, and all urine-based scents eventually turn into ammonia anyway. So that's the good thing about the synthetics; they don't. So it's got a very strong smell. And originally, when you initially open it, it doesn't smell that strong. But if you get it on your hand and then smell it after that, after you washed it or whatever, it will come off. You can tell how strong it is. So you can remember that buck and that doe's nose way better than yours. So It just doesn't have that vile smell, that some of the urine based ones have. That just overpowering, very 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 strong.
I got you. So
But
that
that's
was
that's
that was
that's
the
the deer
deer line.
products.
All right. So what else y'all got?
I'm trying to see if we left out. We got a whole complete hog line, which basically the difference between the hog and the deer is deer rut and hog's root. So if you go over to root
I
and
see
juice,
that.
root and juice is our signature. Now that's what we came out first with. He asked about the stinky cheese. We
Mm-hmm.
have a that's Rutten.
Yeah.
Get your hog picture up there. Go to root and juice and hit on root and juice, and then pop up right there.
Yeah.
Find the stinky cheese. It'll say Hogwalla Supreme, because that was the acorn one.
Yeah.
But it's real obvious. Hog's root and deer rut, and but
So
we
that's the
that
corn.
comes in 5 flavors. Also, the stinky cheese. That right there take your breath. Now that one's pretty vile. A lot of
So
people say,
would
well,
that bring them in?
absolutely bring them in and they'll roll in it. And this, the thing about it is, hog, they say a hog can smell corn just bare corn 5 to 7 miles away. This
Really?
stuff is thick. So everybody in the South knows what Vic Sav is. So think about taking your finger and dipping in Vic Sav and just pushing up in your nostril. Well, this is the same way there, that stinky cheese. When that hog gets his nose in that and sticks his nose in that, that's going to go up in his nose. That's always going to smell. Then he's going to roll around in it. And it's sticky. It's stuck to his fur. And it takes, I mean, you can literally sit there and squirt it with a hose. He's going to smell like it for a week. So anything comes in there is going to track it around. The raccoons, whatever comes in, is going to track it back, and it's going to lead trails to the pile. And that hog that's got it all over is going to basically be a walking food truck. So wherever he goes, the other hogs are going to follow him because he smells. And the stinky cheese is our signature on it. You put it against any other cheese out there, it will beat soured corn without all the problems. And we've got 5 flavors in it, but I think the stinky cheese berry and the peanut butter are our best flavors in the root and juice. And it's a thick, pourable mixture. Again, the difference between it and the deer's sweeter and has more protein. The hog has a little bit less protein in it.
Now, where I'm at in Lancaster, the part of Lancaster that I'm in, we don't have hogs.
That's a good thing.
Now, once you get closer to Kershaw part of Lancaster and into Kershaw, there are a lot of hogs towards that sandy part of Lancaster Kershaw side of things, and I know a lot of people hunt a lot of hogs. Where would you say South Carolina more product of hogs go? Where do you ship
It's in the low
more to?
country.
Low
I mean,
country.
South Carolina, low country, but we have a lot of hogs we're in the Midlands, up where I'm at. And we didn't have a lot of hogs till they started letting us bait with corn. And once we started baiting deer with corn, the hogs came. Now we got hogs everywhere. Hogs are great. I love the hogs, especially on the off season. They're a bonus during deer season. But if you got a lot of hogs on your property, it messes up your deer hunting. And so if you hadn't got hogs on your property, that's great. If you're a deer hunter, they're fun to hunt on somebody else's property.
I could believe that because I know they tear up a lot of crops too.
Oh, and tear up the crops. And, I've never seen a big buck on a feeder after the hogs have been there. They tear your feeders up. They tear up everything, eat your food plots, and they suck up the acorns. They also kill fawns. So they're everywhere. We're in a 4,000 acre hunt club that's all contiguous, and we got so many hogs. I don't even put nothing out during deer season because you're just going to feed the hogs. I may spray some stuff in the air for the deer, but putting stuff on the ground, the hogs are going to get it. And so, but our root and juice, like I said, go out and compare it. What separates us from the other products? A lot of the products out there, I don't care who makes it, is basically just thick and flavored salt water. Ours is full of protein, molasses based. You can see the difference between the two just looking at them. Then what you do there is smell them. We do what's called a show and smell on any of our products. You smell their berry, smell our berry, or vice versa. Whatever you do, there's no comparison. I don't care which one you compare it to.
So what else is good in the on the hog side?
We got the power. We got the Tusk Collector Gold, which is the spray. It's very similar to the Power Max Gold. It's a liquid spray. That's very good for covering your trail going in. You can go around your stand right there and spray on stumps and that kind of stuff. It's straight, it's oil based straight flavor pretty much. So it's also good in the rain. We have another product we have that's unique to the market. If you go up, find the Moab. And that stands for Mother of All Boar Baits. And basically, in that bucket is a bag full of good stuff, and it's flavored. And basically, you open it up, you dig a hole about a foot deep, size of a basketball, dump it in there, and cover it back up. I typically will take, if I use like the stinky cheese, I will bury the stinky cheese bag, and I'll take some of a sweeter flavor and pour a little bit on the outside of it. And this is so powerful. I can show you video of it working underwater with the bag's been gone for 4 days and the water's flowing through there like a creek. I got a video of two boars fighting over it. If you go to our YouTube channel and look up, there's a video on there on our YouTube channel, and it's going to show all our hog products in action. And you're going to see them throwing. You're going to see these hogs throwing this bag around. They're fighting over it, rolling in it, throwing it up in the air. That's what they're throwing. That's that Moab, and it's sitting on the ground. They're going absolutely crazy with it. So it's a unique product. We have the root and dust, which is basically similar to the rut and dust. It is a granulated powdered protein mix for the hogs. So, and we have boar biscuits. We also have what's called boar butter. Click on boar butter. It's just a thick version of root and juice. It's a spreadable mixture as opposed to a portable. So it's really thick. So you take it, and I usually take a stick or a paint stirrer or something, spread it on the side of a tree or on a log. It's really thick, and it goes a long way. Good thing about it is backpackable. You can carry it back to your stand. It's not quite as heavy to carry around. They go absolutely crazy on that too.
Like I said, all the way through all these products are some really cool graphics. I don't know who the graphic designer is, but I mean that's some pretty cool graphics.
I put it in his head what I want, and we tweaked it till we got it to where we want it, and we designed that hog and that deer doesn't this. That came out of my mind. So he's really, really good and very talented.
I think that's a lot of them that we covered, isn't it?
Yeah, that's everything we covered. The Power Max XLR is on the deer end. Yeah, we covered pretty much everything. And like I said, if you haven't tried it, I hear this all the time, and I get it because I did the same thing myself. We get tired of pouring out stuff that don't work. Well, I've tried this, and I've tried that, and it doesn't work. I'd say give ours a try. And I get another question all the time is, what is the best flavor? Well, you and I both, if we go to a buffet, you might like strawberry, you might like apple cobbler, and I might like peach cobbler better. They're both cobblers, they're both good, but there might be a preference. And that's the same thing with deer and same thing with hogs. All of them work and all of them will attract, but you may find the deer in your area like the apple over the persimmon or the peanut butter over this. It's just something you have to experiment with, but all of them will attract something.
So what's this catfish bait?
Okay, so that's catfish candy. That's still in development. We put it out for a while. We've got a whole brand new formula that's going to be coming out soon. That version that's there is not actually even available anymore, but it's still going to be catfish candy. And it's a dip bait. If you use S&S or Sunny's, our new product's going to be very similar to that. Comes in I think it's a 55-ounce tub. So it's about 3 to 4 pounds in there. It's a punch bait. So basically you take it, put your sponge or whatever you use and dip it down in there. And we have that in a stinky cheese, and we have that in a fish.
I got you. So I know I was on the homepage here, and when I scrolled down, I knew you said you had YouTube. So you're also on Instagram and Facebook?
We do some on Instagram and Facebook. I don't do a whole lot on Instagram and Facebook. Usually it's where other people post, but we post a lot on Facebook. So you can follow on Instagram, but we don't do a whole lot on Instagram yet.
I got you. Yeah, about like me, you can only manage so much in the daytime.
I mean, when you're the chemist, the manufacturer, the packer, the transporter, the distributor, Plus, I still work a full-time job, so
Wow.
it's crazy, but it's something I enjoy. Um, and that's kind of where we're at.
And there's plenty of YouTube videos also that show these products out
Yep,
too.
yep. If you Google Rutten or root and juice, just Google Rutten juice or root and juice on Google. It's going to pop up, and you're going to see pictures and this kind of stuff. But on YouTube, we're fixing to start shooting a whole series of deer product videos, which we haven't done yet. I got gazillions of pictures, but on the hog line we got videos. But there's one of them that's about 11 minutes long. If you watch it, it was 5 hours condensed 11 minutes, and it was our first video. The video itself is not that great, but it shows our hog products in action. It's some really cool hog action on there. So that will show you our products. What we did, we took our products and put it against 4 other products, and we have a setup and we show you how it worked. And they basically destroyed our products and ignored the other company's products on the video.
That's pretty cool. So on the website too, it's got where you can contact and find a dealer around you. And I know that some people can order online. I mean, that's obviously, but that's pretty good covering of the South Carolina here, Georgia.
We're still working. We're still working on distributors, different places. Most places, we got some big dealers in South Carolina. Working on some more. We just got Nichols in Simpsonville. In Sumter, and they got 5 different stores. So we're going to see how that kind of spreads out. Irby Street in Florence is really, really good. Crossroad Outdoors in Bishopville. Welch Neck Wildlife also has got all that kind of area covered. But pretty much we can be anywhere. If you order before 2 o'clock in South Carolina, it'd be sitting there the next day, usually in South Carolina.
I know Jeff. He's out there out here in the left side of the United States. But yeah, you got a good bit over here in Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas.
Yeah. Like I said, we can have it pretty much anywhere to Middle Texas in 3 days.
I would imagine the boars and hogs in Texas is probably unreal. Because I know
it's crazy. We've got a video out. When you see our product videos with hogs, they're actually shot in Texas. We got a video out called "Shot in the Dark." You need to watch it by Epic Productions, and it shows us we are shooting wild hogs with archery in the dark at about 10 to 15 yards with night vision. Is pretty cool. With night cameras and slow go hog lights. So it's pretty cool.
That's getting up a little too personal. Now I said earlier I like to get up and personal with that deer, but I don't know if I want to get that up and personal with no hog.
Well, the problem is when you're slipping up infrared and they bust and circle back on you. That's what happened one night. They busted out on us, and they were in the brush with us. You could hear them breathing. The only guy had a pistol. I mean, you could hear them breathing. They were sitting there breathing right there by us. That was a little bit spooky, but it's pretty fun. The night hunts. That's what I like. The night hunt is pretty cool.
Man, I'm getting too old to be running.
Well, they were so close at that time, running wasn't going to help because you couldn't tell which way you're running. They circled back on us. They were all in the brush around us. It was different.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I think I would have been a little uneasy on that one for sure. That probably would have scared me a little bit.
Another thing on the new bags, okay, on my website, it's got my personal phone number. That's my best way to get me.
Right.
You can call me, contact me, send me pictures. You have questions, problems, whatever, call me directly. I'll do my best to get back to you in that same day, and usually I can. If you have success with the product, I like to see videos and pictures, and it's great. We can post those. But that phone number is on the website is the correct one. We have a different phone, which is a business phone that I'm not using anymore. It's on some of the back of the labels, but the number on the website, which is 864 941-6643 is my direct number.
I got you. And that's the one that I called you on.
And one thing I would challenge you to do, we're not driven by money. I'm driven by customer satisfaction. So, to me, a happy customer, a happy hunter is what we're about. Call up one of the other companies. Call up any of the other companies you want and ask to talk to their CEO and see how long it takes you to get in touch with them.
It wouldn't be too hard to get in touch with the CEO of RD Reynolds Outdoors.
No.
It would be harder to get to the CFO. She's got all the money.
I understand.
But if people ain't paying attention to the weather, next week is going to be a big temperature drop. So if you are a big deer hunter, now is the time to start preparing next week. Appreciate you dropping in this week, Jeff. But yes, next week is going to be a cold front. They're already talking about Oklahoma, Illinois, Ohio area is going to be really cold. So it's coming down to the Carolinas, and I don't want to predict it because I'm not a weatherman, but they actually said snow flurries in the mountains of North Carolina this coming week. So
and I heard our first frost may be November 2nd, somewhere around there, which is right after Halloween. Usually Halloween to the middle of November is the peak of the rut. So if we were to have a good cold snap, that sure would help. We know I'm hearing they're already chasing them around. I know they're already making scrapes and that kind of stuff, and I'm hearing that people are seeing them chasing. So
now would be the time to get you that. I'm not even a big deer hunter, and everybody that watches this channel knows that I'm a waterfowl kind of guy, and I got my live camera where everybody watches the deers. I'm more of I want to video the deer and get good video of deers, but now is the time for y'all deer hunters, because next week it's going to be on, and that's going to change a lot of things the way deer are acting. So now's the time to get your corn out there.
Get your attractants out. I have people ask all the time, well, I don't use attractants, or I've used it don't work. All I can say about Raging Bull products is if you're not using them, you better hope your neighbor's not.
That's right. So if somebody was just going out this week, actually taking my advice of the cold weather's coming, they don't have any corn out, they just go get a bag of corn, what would you suggest? The powder or a combination of a couple things?
It could be a combination. If I was making me a site, I would use I'd use the rut and rock, use the rack dust as a cover scent and/or attractant at the stand, and then you could use some rut and juice to drizzle on your corn or on a log nearby or put on a stump. You can also mix a lot of people are mixing the rut and rock, which is the flavored minerals, in with their corn on the ground. So it's in the ground and on the corn, and you're trying to get the smell out. So there you got something new in the area, very strong to attract them in. So I don't think you go wrong with any of those three products.
And with that cold front that's coming, there's going to be rain, and they're already talking about a couple days of rain. So again, like what you was talking about, the oil isn't going to wash away like something water-based.
Yeah, if it's going to rain, I would recommend the rut and juice. We've actually got pictures where we put out the rack dust and rut and rock last year when the hurricane come in, and I got before and after pictures where it actually flooded, and I got pictures. This was with the hogs. There's fresh corn and peanuts out, and they're totally ignoring it. They're over on the ground where the dust was.
Really?
And so the rut and juice is what I'd recommend if it's going to rain, because it's oil based. The rain's not going to hurt it. It's not going to hurt it. Or the rut and rock, which is minerals. It's just going to get into the dirt, and they eat the dirt. That's how they get their minerals anyway. Deer don't eat mineral rocks. They eat the dirt. That's how they get it. So it's just going to help it get into the ground. It's going to spread it out. It's not going to hurt a thing.
Yeah, and on my camera here, that a lot of people, if you're new to the channel and don't know about it, typically when I'm not streaming lives, interviewing people on Wednesday nights, that camera in the woods typically runs 24 hours a day. Internet goes out, I can't do nothing about that. I have to reset it when I get home. But uh, that camera is typically running 24/7, and I got that stuff out on this camera view, which before we went live there was a raccoon running across the video before we went live, but you could tell this corn is everywhere. Like, it is strung out. They have hit it hard. So it is out there, so they definitely like it. The deer have been hitting that pretty hard this week. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I thought I might have lost you on sound. I went to go check my mic.
Yeah, I can see you.
All right. Well, I know you've been on. Well, you've been on 56 minutes. I know. We both probably.
It went pretty quick.
It did.
Like
So
I said, to those anybody there, like I said, you're welcome to call the number on the website anytime you have any questions. Also, people ask me all the time, can you do this or can you do that? I'm the manufacturer. I can make whatever I want. So you might say, hey, can you make me an apple peanut butter? Yeah, I can make you an apple peanut butter. I can make you a berry vanilla. I can make you different stuff that we don't even sell. That's the nice thing about being the manufacturer. So if you have questions, comments, or need something, feel free to call me at any time. And if you don't get me on my phone, text me. My phone doesn't work in the building I'm manufacturing lots of times. So I'm going to stay up with them. Stay tuned for, we're going to be bringing out some very new products within probably the next 3 weeks. So I'm excited about our protein block and the liquid pourable mixture, mineral mixture, Rut and Rock LQ that we're bringing out.
that's pretty cool. Like I said, I know I saw you at one show one weekend, and then the next weekend you already had a new product and you were showing it to me. It was pretty cool. And from the great state of South Carolina. I mean, that's even family owned. You can't beat that. I appreciate you coming on. Give out your website one more time. I know I said it at the very beginning.
It's ragingboarsoutdoors.com. And if you get back with Randall, I don't know if you know how many people has actually watched tonight, but if you have a way of tracking that, if they watched, I'd be willing to create. We have a 5% off for new users. If you've used it before, we could create a coupon code because you watched the podcast to get you another discount.
Oh.
We have free shipping on 69 and up. So I tell people, to spend your money on the shipping, save your shipping, spend your money on the product. So it takes about 3 gallons of juice, and you're getting free shipping on that. It's very heavy, so we could save you that. But if you're interested and you did watch the podcast, feel free to call me and talk to me, and we can go from there.
So Jeff commented and told me, he was like, I'm having trouble hearing you. So Jeff, thank you for pointing that out. This is a redneck organized podcast. I knocked my microphone off a few minutes ago. It was in the floor. That's why you couldn't hear me. I heard something hit the floor, and I looked down and I was like, what the heck fell off? It was my microphone.
Yeah, things happen.
Hey, but you were the one doing most of the talking anyway, so. But Jeff did comment and tell me, hey, I can't hear you. But I did
appreciate you, Jeff.
Hey, it takes a village to raise an idiot. I mean, I'm just saying. I always say I'm the smartest guy in the room, but I am the only guy in the room. So
that's right. Me too. I'm the only guy in this room. One thing I didn't mention, we do have some pretty cool hats. We got some pretty cool beanies. They're very warm. We are also fixing to print sometime coming up. We got a Root and Juice t-shirt, and a Rut and Juice t-shirt, which is going to be pretty cool. With one will be the hog on it, one will be the deer on it. There's nothing like that around also. So we've got stuff like that available also.
I got you. And I did have my headphones on. I did hear you say people watching the video, they could call in and give them
Yep.
save them a little bit of money. I did hear that.
Yep.
So I'm sure
Yep.
Jeff heard that. He just didn't hear me talking because my mic was on the ground.
That's funny.
Well, I do appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
Had a good
Yes,
time
sir.
tonight.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the opportunity.
I appreciate everybody tuning in. We got a bunch of other guests coming on the rest of the month. So, like always, y'all know I'm here on Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and I greatly appreciate all of you. And so, y'all need to prepare. Next week, if you in the middle of the country, there's going to be some bad storms. They already predicting some bad storms coming y'all's way. If you didn't know, our friends to the Gulf of United States or Gulf of Mexico, however you want to look at it, there is a bad storm down there coming off of the tip of Mexico area. So a lot of people on them islands are getting affected. So always remember them in your prayers too, because they don't have half the stuff that we have to notify them of storms. But that's starting to bubble up down there, and I hope it just spins off into the ocean. But next week it's going to be cold, so y'all need to start preparing. Winter is here, so. All right, well, I appreciate it. And,
Yes, sir.
I'll see y'all next week, next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And here's a word from our sponsors. I'll see y'all.
Take care.
Unite with Satura Investors out of Charlotte. There's the information. The link to his website is scrolling across the banner down at the bottom, and it's also in the description. Today's episode is about helping business owners and working professionals like you who share a passion for the outdoors shooting sports, zeroing them in to their long-term financial goals. So if you need any information or contact or any other questions, contact Matthew. Also, go check out Salt Creek Ammo. This triple curl TSS is some of the best TSS I have ever shot. This is for waterfowl edition. It's made full waterfowl. So if you're going to shoot a species that you've been chasing for a long time, don't use no cheap ammo. You pay good money to go on a trip. You got great guns. Don't cheap out on cheap ammunition. This TSS is amazing. It's got number 7s, number 8s, and he has number 9s. So go check out saltcreekammo.com. Here you will find any kind of ammo you're looking for. He has custom loads, TSS in 10 gauge, 12 gauge, 20 gauge, low pressure ammunition. You got Predator ammunition, turkey ammunition, anything you're looking for, give Keith a call. Also to the channel, Kicks Industries, most people will know them as Kick Chokes, has came on board, and I have done a bunch of series lately on waterfowl choke tubes, turkey choke tubes, deer choke tubes. So go check out Kick's website for all of the chokes that can fit your guns. Flint Ridge Hauling Service LLC has partnered up with the channel. It is your go-to provider for all your hauling needs. They are not just any hauling service. They are an active DOT interstate hotshot hauling provider. Flint Ridge Service LLC prides itself in its reliable transportation services. This team ensures that your cargo is delivered safely and on time no matter the distance. Whether you need to transport goods across the county or state line, they have the capacity and the expertise to meet your hauling needs. Equipped with a smooth riding 40-foot air ride equipped trailer and a max hauling capacity of 20,000 pounds, there's no load too big or too small that they can't handle. Look no further than Flint Ridge